stand in the presence of God so that we say a prayer together. Our Father who is art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy
Ilete baraka kwetu.
Today in Kenya, there are major issues pertaining to devolution that need to be addressed at different levels of governance. In this connection, I'm extremely happy that this conference will address some of the key pertinent issues on devolution in Kenya, and specifically on the role of women leadership in our devolved government.
What is devolution? Because devolution seems to mean many things to many people. There are people who think devolution means putting money in their pockets, in their individual pockets, and you hear them fighting and saying, pesa hije niingize kwa mfuko yangu. Hiyo ndio devolution. There are others who think devolution is decentralization. Decentralization, just, having national institutions that are represented down here, then you have devolution. They forget that we have had national institutions represented at the grassroots since independence. This is not the first time. So there is no way in decentralization, trying to have national agencies here, but still run from Nairobi. There is no way that can be called devolution. If somebody has decided for you where to build a bridge in Nairobi, how will you know the most important bridge that you require built for you when there are so many bridges that have to be built? If somebody has to decide in Nairobi which water project to prioritize for you here, when there are so many water projects that require to be prioritized. So decentralization can never be devolution. Devolution is when resources, power, and decision making are taken to the people at the grassroots. That is what is called devolution. So if you can help them be able to keep books properly, know how to manage businesses, they are small businesses, assist them to transcend from small businesses as they grow into serious businesses, then you are moving, you are helping women. And all these things cannot be done in Nairobi. All these things cannot be done by a national structure. All these things can only be done at the grassroots.
Your Excellency, the First Lady of Lagos State, Dame ABIMBOLA FASHOLA, the Nigerian delegation, Your Excellency, Governor Peter MUNYA, the County First Lady of Meru. I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate the First Lady of Lagos State, Dame Bola, and her delegation for gracing this occasion. I wish to request that you extend our gratitude to your beloved husband, His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, Governor of Lagos, when you go back. Certainly, UNDP support for this conference is highly appreciated. Devolution must be allowed to take root, and it's the only one that would alleviate the problems facing our women, especially the rural women. The greatest percentage of the people in rural Kenya are akinamam, are the women. There is no shortage of drugs. That was a daily cry. We've got drugs to last us up to December. Not end here, not just a recognition. We must as a nation now think of what we must do more to ensure that women are guaranteed their constitutional right to scale the heights. The two levels of Kenya of governments are distinct and separate, but will cooperate. None is superior to the other one, and that is why we keep repeating. No level of government gives the other one money. We keep hearing one level telling us we've given you that money. No one gives us any money. The people of the monies of Kenya are divided according to a formula established in the Constitution. And resources follow functions. Let the resources follow functions. At the moment as we speak, healthcare is having challenges. But the national government keeps about 20 billion, which could easily translate to about $500 million to Meru County.
One of the areas that we really would want to partner with the counties is the issue of the socio-economic empowerment programs that are being implemented at the national level. The governor did mention the Women Enterprise Fund, we have the Youth Enterprise Fund, we have the Uwezo Fund, and we have the very important 30% affirmative action policy for women, youth, and persons with disability, which is soon to become law. and therefore it will not only be implemented at the national level, but also at the capacity level. Devolution serves as a catalyst to wealth creation, since it transfers functions and resources to county level, thereby giving economic prominence at the subnational level.
Devolution is not just an experiment. Devolution is a real thing. And if you want to really lift our people out of poverty, out of illiteracy, and all the evils that we told about, then we need to support it. And I'm sure this is a beginning. Because devolution has come to the county, it must devolve it further to the villages, where the rural women are, where the poor are, and where we need to have a greater impact.
I think that Kenya is light years ahead of many countries in which the UN has supported devolution. I just believe the expectations have to be managed. The Transitional Authority in Liberia, for example, where I spent 4 years, it was mandated for 10 years. They're still grappling with rolling out devolution. I think devolution only was born here, 2 years ago? And I mean, it's for me, it's incredible to be able to compare the difference of other countries I've worked in compared with Kenya. You really are far ahead. I was very touched by what the governor said. You said 3 words: power, resources, and decision making brought to the local level is really what devolution is about. Otherwise, we're just speaking about decentralization. And this is so true.
I am happy to note that there is a similarity of purpose and objective between what we have been doing in Lagos State and what my sister, Her Excellency Mrs. MUNYA, has decided to initiate in Meru County. Thank you very much. I have no doubt in my mind that given the commitment, focus, dedication and determination and cooperation of all stakeholders, this initiative will achieve immeasurable success in moving the women of Meru County to greater heights. My dear sisters, it is very important for us to accept the fact that because women bear the direct brunt of these challenges, we have to be at the forefront of all efforts mapped out by the United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, in his message on the 500-day mark to the conclusion of the MDG goals, which says, save lives, build a solid foundation for sustainable development, and help lay the groundwork for lasting peace and human dignity. For the people, especially the women of Meru, this conference, I believe, must provoke the needed inspiration and motivation to kickstart and accelerate that effort. Of course, there's no doubt that it has to be a collective effort with the men playing their part, since the society as a whole suffers the negative consequences being felt across our continent. And you would agree with me that the governors in Kenya are actually determined to play their part. And when His Excellency, the chairman of the governors, was talking to us, he was telling us about the hospital, the experience he had with the hospital. If the governor did not pay attention and was not on ground to listen and at least check what was happening within that environment, he wouldn't have known the problems they had in that particular clinic that he had visited. So part of what I took from there is that we must always pay attention, know our environment, know our communities, and know the needs of our people, and try to do what we can as much as possible. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing that and for moving that place forward. Thank you very much. My experience in the last 7.5 years working with government establishment has shown that public awareness, education and enlightenment are very critical factors that could play a decisive role in overcoming some of these challenges. In most cases, government has developed policies, programs, and established institutions to address issues on maternal and infant mortality, empowerment of women, and the eradication of poverty. The citizens also have to be enlightened on the existence and locations of the health facilities closer to them to cater for their well-being and for patronage. And why I've said this is that we do so many sensitization in Lagos, for example. We do so many sensitization. It's like on a monthly basis, we have close to 3 per month. And that is telling the women, because most of them do not want to go to the primary healthcare centers, which I think you call the dispensaries or clinic or whatever. And that is the one that is nearest to them before they go to the general hospital, which is like the teaching hospitals. That you need to first patronize the ones that are nearer to you, because we have a lot of them within each locality. Some localities have as much as 5, some have as much as 7. But the women still prefer to go to traditional birth attendants. And the good news now is that the School of Technology, that health technology, is now bringing in the birth attendants to come and learn how to deliver safely. And that if it is not good, if they know that they can't cope with it, they should not let that woman labor too long so that the woman would not die. They should go to the nearest hospital. And so that is the collaboration we have and the synergy with traditional birth attendants and the educated health educators that we have. So apart from informing, educating, and encouraging the citizens to patronize public health facilities, we must stress the opportunities available to them at government facilities. Skilled and qualified medical and health workers are always available there. So if most of them do patronize that, we won't have the death of the woman when she's giving birth to another life. That we need to protect. In Lagos State, for instance, one of the government programs to address issues of maternal and infant mortality is the Child Health Week. A range of health issues, including nutrition, which is one of the focus of this conference, are addressed during this week-long activities. Must be willing and ready to share our personal experiences with other women. That's we women now. Whatever we have gone through, we should be able to speak out so that they know that it's not all bed of roses. We too have been through that. For instance, cancer survivors and widows must be willing to share their experiences on life's challenges. This will serve as a source of hope, motivation, and encouragement for them to listen to our message and also take action in line with our advice. Thirdly, let us celebrate and recognize achievers. This will motivate and encourage others to strive to imbibe best practices and to serve relentlessly.
Can you appreciate, please? Bossa. Bossa. The governors have also been given and gift. Can you appreciate, please? Thank you very much.
MUTEMA is a devolved function to the county, and at the national government, we try to allocate as much money as we can so that the county government can do the water. But that is not to run away from my pledge. I promise to do what I can.
One of the main reasons, I would say, for marginalization of women is lack of access to finance from formal financial institutions because they lack collateral and because of religious and cultural barriers. And the fund has been at the forefront in addressing these hindrances through provision of affordable credit that is accessible, interest-free, collateral-free, and we've also been giving other support services like capacity building, marketing, and facilitating linkages with companies. When women are economically empowered, it leads to more disposable income that goes to better feeding, healthcare, education, and housing for the families and communities.
Thank you, the delegation of Regos. You are great women. With me today, I elected leaders, ward level, Maendeleo Wanawake. They are great women. Work with all leaders in Meru County, and as Maendeleo, ekoro totita ngogena ngabana, totita ngogena uhuru, tote baromba era ntuko shiombe, ndabu itapokeja, nabu igagwe, na to baromba era ntuko shiombe. In English, we are saying we are going to work together and support our government, our national and county government.
They have set up a fund to support all the excellencies from the 47 counties. And we will be visiting you. We have visited quite a number of counties and met the governors and their spouses, and they are going to do more. Every time we go to a county, we do some talk. We train girls on how to use sanitary towels.
We are about to address with progressive cultural practices like FDM. We may empower women through education. We may give them money. We may do all the things. without gender mainstreaming, the women may not go very far. Can we live alone without men? So we need to involve them in our functions. We also need to take care of the boy child, because who is going to marry these girls that we are empowering?
I'm very grateful for this day. We have achieved what we came here to do, to network, to find out what lessons we can learn from people who have done this before us. It has worked because it has worked for them, and she has come here to tell us it has worked. And even if she leaves office, she's going to leave a structure that is already working. Yes? Some of the ladies she came with are wives of former, not current. So it is a structure, like a speaker said, I can't remember who, that has to be sustainable. So whoever is championing it knows it is a structure that will be there even after they leave. Yes? So it is important to have an initiative like that so that we don't waste a lot of time and resources putting them here, putting them there, putting them everywhere, and then we end up not doing a very neat job and losing out on funding that we could otherwise have gotten if we were organized. So for me, this is a lesson I'm taking. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough. I know we haven't had a plenary, but Bishop, you will allow me, because the First Lady is here. She gave her speech, but I know it will be very useful for 1 or 2 burning questions that any leader might have for Her Excellency. I will actually allow 3, because she's flying all the way back to Lagos, and you will take another day, another time, and another huge plan like this to bring her back. So I will allow 3 questions for Her Excellency, so that even the delegates will feel that they have talked to her. I will be very happy if you give me the job to host you every year for a conference like this. So if you made a resolution today for this conference to be annual, I'll be very pleased to do it. Do we agree that it should be annual? Okay.
A very good occasion. Give him a high five. Give her a high five. Yes. Yes.